So, guys, it is around 12 a.m. in the midnight, yes. And I'm just sitting here, just pounding my head in misery because I made a rookie mistake. I recorded my clips on my internal storage and not on my SD card. So I'm not exactly sure how to transfer it over, and I am just, lost for words. I perhaps just recorded for the whole day for no reason. But to be honest with you guys, I didn't record too much today also. A matter of fact, coming back to China for the past 3 days, I have just been really busy with family things, right? Visiting my grandpa and grandma, doing some other things too. Just pretty much for the first 2 or 3 days, we have just been running around doing errands, right? Doing things that we have to do. Now, I haven't had a great sleep or even just like an okay sleep for 3 days now. Today being the fourth day or perhaps the third because, it's midnight. I haven't eaten my protein nor some carbs, and I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight, but I guess the good thing is that I did go to the gym today, which is why it is almost midnight. Not exactly the best workout. It's perhaps one of the most weirdest chest session I have in a while, right? Not sleeping well, so the pump wasn't there, but for some reason the performance it felt weird, right? It felt like I wasn't working the muscle, but I know I was. But because I didn't sleep well, or perhaps I didn't, feel my body right with food and stuff, it just felt like I was pushing empty weight, but I felt stronger, right? Very weird, but obviously I could have done better if I, had great sleep and was eating great food. But, for the past 3 days, it has just been kind of unstable and unsteady. And I must say though, I am pretty surprised on myself that I still managed to do things, right? Because naturally, I probably would have just said, you know what, I'm tired, I'm too tired, I haven't rested, I haven't ate, so why even bother going to the gym? Now, with that mentality, well, you might as well just do nothing, right? So I'm very glad that I still stuck with my word, right? I still said, you know what, even though I feel like shit, didn't sleep, didn't eat, I'm still gonna go to the gym, right? Even if it's going to cost me a fortune, like $60 for a month, that's crazy. That is totally crazy. But what can you do, right? If you're in a foreign country and you need to get your gains up, that's something you have to pay, right? That's the price you have to pay. Of course, I thought it would be cheaper, and yes, there may have been cheaper places, but not knowing Chinese, I listened to my dad and he took me there, so it is what it is, right? But I do also want to say, to end tonight or this morning with something informational, and that is to always keep your plan to yourself. And always keep your plan to yourself, because the moment you tell your plan to someone wrong, they are going to judge you forever, right? They are going to judge you, criticize you, and doubt you. Now, I'm going to reframe that in a way that I am not saying you should not tell anyone about your plan, right? Because the only way to get your plan and idea out there is to share it to other people, to see if it works, to, experiment. But what I am saying is, if you have told someone about your plan, right, whether it's a family member, friend, stranger, whatever, if they reacted unfavorably to your idea or belief, then there's no point in trying to convince him or her that they are wrong. I'd rather just accept the fact that, maybe they just don't believe what I believe. Maybe they don't understand me. Maybe they need to see something first to understand my big vision. And if that's the case, that's fine, Do what you have to do, save your energy, conserve your energy, and prove that person wrong, right? By doing something with what you have in mind. But the moment you start to argue with that person, with such person, trying to persuade and change their ideology, whatever, and trying to force them onto your way of thinking, you're wasting so much valuable energy. That energy you could have used to produce something tangible. Instead of just arguing with someone for the sake of arguing, for the sake of proving them right or wrong, because you feel like your ego has been bruised, right? In such moments, it is better to just shut up and listen to what he or she has to say, right? Sometimes you learn more about someone by just keeping your mouth shut and listening to what they have to say. And sometimes in such situation, you just have to not talk. There's no point in trying to persuade someone else or trying to push someone onto your side if you know how they think and if you know how they are going to react. Because what makes you think that today and tomorrow will be different in what that person thinks? Only if him or her is also changing, also improving every single day, then they may, right, trying to compensate with your idea. But we don't want to compensate, right? We want to be right. We want to be right in a way that we are going to prove our doubters wrong. And we cannot do that and simultaneously divert your energy into trying to persuade doubters that your idea is going to work instead of actually doing something to make it work, to make them see it actually works. Now, I'm saying this because I've made this just tremendous and now I'm saying this is because I used to make this tremendous dumb mistake, right? To trying to argue my way into people's validation and acceptance. I want them to believe that my vision and my belief is so real that I will go to the extent of arguing on this topic on hours end because I just want them to accept me. But now looking back, that was all energy wasted, right? All empty talk that has fallen on deaf ears. The only way that you are going to perhaps even just infect someone, I'm not even going to say like influence them. If you just want to like be on their radar, then you have to create something, right? You have to create something so good that other people are going to say, shit, he was right. All right, he actually made it, right? But even so, they are probably not convinced. They are probably not influenced. But hey, who cares, right? Because at the end of the day, you have done what you always believed yourself to do. And that is to turn your vision into a reality that some people may also benefit from. But with that being said, it is late and this video probably won't go up on time. So I'm not slacking off, guys, but it just has been so busy, and I'm really trying to, squeeze everything into such a short time period. And I hope in the next day or whatever things will quiet down so that I could have more room to breathe and really plan out my day, because at the moment it is so messy. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's.